She's eating cookies, and I told her, don't eat any cookies until we eat. And my son told me, he said, Daddy, you don't know what happened. You're just guessing. You want to hear. I said, so what you're telling me? Don't believe my lying eyes? He said, Dad, I'm not saying you lie. I'm saying that you don't know what happened. You wasn't here, he said. I was here, he said. Do you want to hear the truth? I said, yes, tell me the truth. He said, well, what happened? Dad, right after you left, Taliba came and asked me for some cookies. So I went to the store and I bought her some cookies, chocolate cookies. And when she got full, I told her to go put the rest of the cookies in the cookie jar. That was the time that her sister saw her actually going in the cookie jar. But what her sister didn't know, she wasn't taking cookies out of the jar. She wasn't actually putting cookies in the jar. And I didn't know. I thought Taliba had disobeyed me, but she really hadn't disobeyed me. She actually got cookies from the store and not out of the cookie jar. I asked her not to take cookies out of the cookie jar, and she didn't. But I was basing that on what I saw. I was basing that on what I guessed and what happened. But I didn't know that's what happened. So John told me that. So I asked Taliba. I lost my memory now. I asked Taliba, why didn't you tell me? I done forgot all about telling her to be quiet, like what these people told me. Be quiet, go to jail, and you are not going to say nothing. And that's what I did. Taliba did exactly what I told her to do. She didn't say anything. So when I told her, why didn't you tell me, she looked up, looked down at me and said, Daddy, you told me to be quiet. And I told John, I said, John, so you want me to believe what you just told me? And he said the same thing. He said, Daddy, you don't know what happened. I was here. I know what happened. And I say to these people, says Muhammad, we know something happened. They wasn't there. I was. I know what happened. And I know what didn't happen. They're basing, what they have done to me and what they are saying on a theory. And I just want to speak on that for a minute. A theory. I was locked up based on a theory. I was denied bail based on a theory. As a matter of fact, there was two theories. The first theory was I was homeless, living in a homeless shelter and poor. Well, if that was true, then why not? Why shouldn't the judge offer me bail? Because I'm homeless, poor, and living in a homeless shelter. I'm not going to be able to make bail anyway. That's the first theory. Then after that, he said, and Your Honor, we don't know where this man lives. He goes in and out of the country anytime he wants to. That's the second theory. The second theory is what they are worried about, because he knew if I was able, if he gave me bail, I would be able to make the bail. And then I would not be locked up in a hole, and I could come out here and represent myself to the people instead of all you are hearing is the negative side of my human being. So that way is the only time that I will be able to represent myself here in the court, because out there in the street there is so much being said about this man to dehumanize me first, attack my family, attack me indirectly, and directly attack my children and everything else. And I'm still sitting there listening to all this stuff going on from people who don't know what happened. Now, I'm saying they don't know what happened. Those are not my words. They are saying they don't know what happened. They are saying that their entire case is based on a theory. And I say a theory. One, they are saying theories. What's a theory? See, this is a new world. This is a new world to me. I'm learning language that I didn't even think exists. So I look up the word theory. It said many different things, but it ends up with a guess. A guess, an opinion. It's a guess. Assumption is a guess. I'm locked up. I'm denied my constitutional rights based on a guess. I mean, what is it about a human life to where we have to reduce it to where we can take it based on a guess? A guess. You can lock a man up and forget he's there and go out and say every negative thing in the world you can possibly say about him based on a guess. And ironically, about all this, once all this is over, by the grace of the law, and he actually said, by the grace of Allah, that I'm found guilty, not guilty, these men, you know what they're going to do? They will say next, no, I'm sorry. No apologies, just next. Who's the next victim? Who else can we get? And the beat goes on, and it goes on and goes on. A guess people is not enough to take a human being's life. A guess is not enough to lock an individual up and deny him his constitutional rights to bail so that he can defend himself. A guess is who's next? The truth. You got the positive side, which is the truth. Then what's the negative side? It's a lie. No. Can a person tell a lie and not be a liar? Yeah. They can tell lies and not be a liar. It's because they don't know the truth. They are repeating what someone else told them. They are lying, but they don't know they're lying. What is a liar? A liar is when you know the truth and you willingly deceive someone in thinking what you are saying is the truth. Now, what is a lie? And that's a liar. In the Caribbean, we call there's two lies that we call. We say it's a wicked lie and an insane lie. It's a wicked liar and an insane liar. What's the difference between a liar who tells the lie and a wicked liar and an insane liar? A wicked liar, when he lies, he starts gathering people around him that he can convince of his lie. They start telling the lie, and he starts gathering information to support his lie. He knows it's a lie, but if you get up enough information and you and people start believing that lie as a truth, now he always knows it's a lie, but the other people always think it's the truth because they don't think he would lie to them. That's a wicked lie. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time we call the Master Blaster General. We're delving deep into John Allen Muhammad's opening statement for your examination. I'm your brother Itol Ivan for the Underground News Network. Peace.